Yes, so Denver wins at home. They force a game 7, and what these NBA playoffs have clearly illustrated, the dominant regular season teams, a lot of them pretty, a lot of them three-ball reliant. The Cavs are out. The Celtics probably will be, and OKC's now in a game 7. We've always understood playoff basketball is more intense, but the NBA's willingness to let it be super physical has made the pretty teams pretty vulnerable. Celts, Cavs, both could be out by tonight, and they lived on the 3. Oklahoma City's depth and blowouts and youth, they're going to a game 7. These playoffs have had some tush-push to them. Denver's a great example. Old, big, strong, tough, a lot like Minnesota, who's already in the Western Conference Final. And Denver's bench, that's been the concern, right? Like, it's limited. But last night, once again, Westbrook hit a couple of big buckets, and another Gonzaga guy stepped up. When Jokic hit the bench, Julian Strouder was absolutely excellent, hitting shots. Again, a Gonzaga guy. But it's never been more clear. The gap between the NBA's regular season and postseason, it's wider than we thought, and we thought it was different. And a lot of this is Adam Silver just saying, listen, I'm getting complaints. I'm hearing complaints. It's 2-3 ball reliant. How do you change it? Let them be physical. Bang around the shooters. Scoring inside matters more. Minnesota's not reliant on a 3. Pacers are not reliant on a 3. The Knicks are not reliant on a 3. Denver's not. And so now the Lakers and the Warriors, they have that veteran playoff experience, but they don't have the size, and that's their shortcoming. I think it's made for highly entertaining basketball. I thought Denver was done, but the former champions have a chin. And again, I think I like Oklahoma City in game 7. They're at home. I think they'll shoot the 3 ball better. But you're giving me Jokic. You're giving me Gordon. Jamal Murray was great being sick. We have the potential for a number 4 seed facing a number 3 seed in the Eastern Conference Final and a 4 seed facing a 6 seed in the Western Conference Final. And listen, I said during the regular season, I thought the game was too pretty. There's too much scoring. I wanted more analytics, less 3-ball shooting. And Adam Silver listened to me and a lot of you that were saying the same thing. Let's get physical. It works. It's entertaining basketball. And it's benefited the Knicks and the Pacers and Minnesota and Denver last night, teams that don't necessarily rely on 3-ball shooting. We got a game 7, and here's the coach of the Nuggets, David Adelman.
The challenge of playing great teams is just being consistent mentally. And again, I've said this throughout the series. What they did this year is incredible. They've earned the home court on Sunday. And on the flip side, we've earned the right to go down there and the opportunity to try to beat them in a game 7. So this is what it's all about. A team that's done it all year long, a group in there that's hung a banner. I would tune into this game.
So it's interesting. The Celtics, Cavs, and the Thunder during the regular season averaged 120 a game. Those teams are now down to 114. And those teams were making 16 to 16 and a half three-pointers a game. They're now down to 14. Well, that's 6 points. And these are close games. So again, Minnesota, the Knicks, the Pacers are physical and long. All the teams with size that aren't reliant on the 3 are either winning or about to win. And I think it's better basketball. I've enjoyed the playoffs. I like it. I've said for years, give me a mid-range jumper. I just don't want 62 threes winning the NBA championship. So we saw baseball do this for years. They started tweaking and tweaking and tweaking, and it was harder to score runs, and stolen bases were going down. So baseball makes the base bigger. They get rid of the defensive shift. Well, what's happening? Right? There's more hits. Average is going up. There's more runs. There's more base runners. There's more stolen bases. The NFL tweaked their catch. So what we're seeing in real time here is the NBA during a season of 3-point parades saying, we don't want our playoffs to look like that. We want our playoffs to be about veterans, stars, physicality, a little NFL tush push, and this is what you get, and I think it's been great. All right, J-Mac, tonight is huge. The Knicks. Now, Boston's a weird team, J-Mac. It is historically weird. Their net rating is better without Jason Tatum. I know, it's crazy. What's the line? I would guess the Knicks are favored by 1 or 2. I like the Knicks tonight. Do you?
So, yes, I do like the Knicks. They will win. That being said, this whole idea that the Celtics net rating is better without Tatum, like, we need more context. Who are they playing? You know, are some other Celtics missing? I think that game was less about Tatum, the last one, more about the move to put Luke Cornett in the game in the second half for Porzingis, who gave him nothing. Luke Cornett had 7 blocks, Colin. There's videos online where he's guarding 3 and 4 people. Joe Mazzulla finally got off his hands and did something. It was a genius move. But I still like the Knicks tonight. Garden, going to be a nice scene there. Very excited for my Knicks advancing.
Well, it'll obviously the biggest Knicks game in, however long. And if they win
game 3.
Yeah, the Knicks history has been greater than the Knicks recent history. Yeah. Their valuation as a team has always been greater than their productivity and results. But the world of basketball it's Madison Square Garden tonight. 2 teams that get lumped together a lot, the Lakers with LeBron and the Warriors with Steph. And the reason being 2 West Coast teams, they often play on Christmas, iconic stars and well-known co-stars, Luka and Jimmy Butler. But I was thinking about this yesterday. I think I was a little hard on the Warriors yesterday. They're old, but I do think they're in a better spot than the Lakers. First of all, one has Steve Kerr and one doesn't. I think Kerr in-series coaching is about the best coach. I think he's Phil Jackson. I think he's as good an in-game coach. And there's a lot of good ones. Pop was great. I think one has J.J. Redick, who could be really good, and one has Steve Kerr. Advantage Warriors. The other thing is the Warriors' last 2 draft picks can both play and both fit in really well. Pods is a starter. It's a good draft pick. And Quentin Post is a rotational guy, but neither one is overwhelmed. And they have a trade piece in Jonathan Kuminga. Now, the Lakers have one in Austin Reeves. Reportedly, they only want a star for him. I don't think you're getting a star for Austin Reeves. But here was Steph Curry talking about the future of the Warriors.
Our contracts are all me, Draymond, Steve, Jimmy, all 2 years, and we want this ride to last as long as possible, but it's just about, like, what does this team need for next year? That's all we're really focused on right now. And I'm excited about it because there's clarity, although there are a lot of decisions that need to be made over the summer.
Okay, I saw a story this morning. I think it was Bobby Marks, a guy I respect. Hey, keep your eye on Brook Lopez. I'm like, he's 37. We've already got 2 35s and a 37. We don't need another. But I do think they need a big and another wing defender, and they're going to sign and trade Kuminga. So they're going to get a good piece for Kuminga. He's played really well last 3 games of that series when Steph was off the floor. He just doesn't fit into that offense. Pods does, Quentin Post does, and so they got a great coach, a great star. They got a Batman and a Robin. They've got 2 young guys, and they have a trade piece. I think the key is getting a big, doesn't have to be a dominant big, and they've got to get a pretty high, to me, a high-end big or a high-end wing piece, but they're going to have to part with Kuminga, and they're going to have to part, maybe with a Moses Moody or whatever it is contractually. But Jimmy Butler talked about, he thinks the future is brighter than a lot of critics do.
I still think that we have a lot of great basketball left ahead of us. I don't think this age thing is anything. The way that everybody's taking care of their bodies, doing right, I think the potential is there. So with this full season we got coming up ahead, I think we'll be able to find out.
Yeah, so I don't think the Lakers are in this good a position. I don't think they have Steve Kerr. I don't think they want to part with Austin Reeves, where the Warriors absolutely want to part with Kuminga, so they'll sign and trade him. I think both Steph and Jimmy Butler are complete, absolute workaholics and grinders. I think Luka gets you buckets. And I think LeBron's older than Steph. So I going forward, and so far, Mike Dunleavy replacing Bob Myers has done a really good job as a GM. His last 2 picks have been really, really good. Both guys can play. I mean, one guy comes from the Netherlands, which doesn't have a history of a lot of great NBA guys. That's a great pick. And, Pods just growing in confidence. So I think the Warriors' future is brighter than the Lakers. And a lot of it comes with they have played Kuminga enough to know it doesn't work here. And I think Austin Reeves is a more consistent player than Kuminga. Kuminga is the longer, better athlete. But the Lakers don't want to trade with Austin Reeves, so they could get real precious on that. I mean, the Warriors know, like, we're going to move Kuminga. It just doesn't work in this ecosystem. So I don't know. I look at the West, and if you tell me Kerr, Jimmy Butler, Pods Post, Steph Curry, Draymond Green, and a really legitimate B-plus player, I don't know if they're going to dominate in the West, but I will say, with the NBA allowing this level of physical play, you don't have to be as pretty. And Butler's a defender, and Draymond's a defender, and Kerr's a good defensive coach, despite being more of an offensive guy as a player. So I think it comes down to, who do they get for Kuminga in the sign and trade? Listen, the league is less mobile than it was 5 to 10 years ago, but everybody's looking to make trades. And I also think one of the things to think about is with all these teams now overachieving, at least in the eyes of many, the Knicks, the Pacers, the T-Wolves, Denver, with all these teams sort of overachieving, I think GMs think to themselves, if I can get like a Mikal Bridges level player, I don't need Durant. I don't need Giannis. If I can get a Mikal Bridges and I have the right coach and the right star in Jalen Brunson, I can get to the conference finals. So to watch some of these lower seeds win, I think is really encouraging for teams that maybe like we're playing teams or one and done teams. It's like the Knicks are proving. I mean, the Pacers are, although the Pacers were underrated all year, but they're all proving it.